Well, good morning, guys. We are officially started. This is Saturday, February 26th, and we are on our national Zoom property tour. We do these live every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we share and introduce one or, in this case, a couple of investors from our community. We're a national community of investors, so we're constantly sharing someone's deal, whether it's a buy and hold or a fix and flip or a new construction or a short-term rental or a wholesale deal or an apartment complex, multifamily. We move around the country. We're finding our investors and sharing their deals with you. So today we get to actually share Jennifer and Dameon Lloyd. My name is Scott Buckholz. I am one of the hosts for today's property tour. We also have Yas Hakan as well. She helps co-host. And guys, looks like we still have a bunch of people logging on right now, but I want to get started and get this thing going. So without further ado, we'd love to bring out Jennifer and Dameon Lloyd.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Look at those beautiful smiles. Welcome. Well, guys, I appreciate it's been about 5.5 months since you guys were out last on one of your other buy and hold properties. So today, as you guys are aware, we're going to have a lot of people on that may have never been introduced to you guys or have never seen any of your deals before. So, and the folks on today, there's lots of folks that are guests today. They might be on for the very first time, kind of checking out who we are, how we collaborate with each other, how we learn together through education, and basically sometimes do deals, sometimes help each other. Can you guys tell a little bit about your background, a little bit about your story, like what you did before finding investing, and kind of how you found this community? That's the other big thing, because I know how I found the community. I found it through LinkedIn. I was on my LinkedIn site one day, and I was just kind of checking out real estate investors, investing communities, and I came across somebody from this community, and I got connected that way. So you guys go ahead, take it over.
Well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you guys for allowing us to share this opportunity with you. We definitely count it a blessing to be here and to be able to do this real estate investment. And we definitely count it a blessing to be able to share with everybody else our experience. So as Scott said, I'll just give you just a small snippet about myself. I actually came from, or I still work in an IT background, so I'm an IT project manager. But one of the things that drew me to sort of the real estate investment is I love the sort of interior design, interior decorating aspect of just rehabbing homes. I love properties, love being able to go visit them, love being able to see them really just transform from, one look to another look. So that's sort of my aspect. I'll turn it over to my husband and give you a little bit about himself.
How you doing, guys? I am currently a firefighter. Been one for 15 years now. I'm also, because of this community, I'm also a home inspector as well, on top of being a real estate investor. The reason why that I joined this group, or how I joined this group, is when my wife and I first met. We both had interest in real estate investing, and it's funny, she likes the design aspect, and not that I don't like that part. I like to see the after effect, but I like the demo, so I like to destroy stuff. So it's kind of like the yin and yang type of situation. Well, I like to do the demo, and I like to tear up stuff, but I also like to put it back together and see it, make it beautiful. Hence the reason our name is Beautiful Ashes. Yeah. I found this group. We started out doing tax liens, and I met a good friend of mine now. His name is Keith Jones. He was there, and he and his wife were also looking for an investment group, and they found this group. They introduced us. We did our homework on it, and it was a blessing. It was definitely God sent that we found this opportunity. to be able to learn and grow in an area that we said we desire to get into. So that's it in a nutshell.
How long ago, Jennifer and Dameon, how long ago did you find this group and get started with us?
We started in August of 2018.
2018. So about not quite 3.5 years.
Yes.
Awesome. So, there's so many strategies in real estate, and there's over 30 strategies in real estate, and probably you could maybe do some hyphen type things and do even more than that. But, you guys have really been focusing on buy and hold, right?
Yes. Yep.
So tell the guys, I'm doing buy and hold. I do flips. I do new construction. I do multifamily. I have an apartment complex with some of our partners from this community. We've got an apartment complex that we have together. So I'm doing a little bit of several different strategies. So you guys are really honed in on the buy and hold. And what drew you to buy and hold, and why has this been? I keep seeing these deals you guys are doing, and like, sign me up, get me one of those deals. I want one of those. I've got 16 rental doors, but I'm always looking for more. So tell the group why you guys focused in on that strategy. Because you started with tax liens, right? It's kind of how you started.
Yes.
Yes. So I would think, I think a part of our strategy was we wanted to start building that cash flow, right? That continual cash flow. So ultimately, our goal is to be able to leave our current jobs, right? And in order for us to do that, we need other income in order to supplement, what we would be losing from working our regular 9-to-5 job. At the end of the day, our goal is to be able to spend more time with one another, not in traffic, not sitting behind a desk, making somebody else rich. And at the end of the day, our goal is to spend more time with our kids, travel and do the things that we love, being able to pour into and invest in our family more so than, the 9-to-5 hustle and bustle. So our goal and our thought, my husband's, I think it was really early on in the investment, as we were understanding our investment identity, it was really understanding what was that thing that was going to help us really build and continue to have that cash flow coming in. So, and I'll just shoot it over to him to share a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not that we, like you said, we started off doing tax liens, and that has its proper place. Even we'll do flips. We'll do a lot of different strategies, but to build generational wealth, we know that rental properties is the way to go. And it's twofold, because we get to help somebody out of a situation who's looking for a home, because we buy homes in great neighborhoods, that aren't filled with violence and things of that nature and drugs, where they can get their family into a nice neighborhood. So we're providing value to them by also building our generational wealth. So.
Well, you guys have said so many key words and phrases, both Jennifer and Dameon, but you guys have talked about cash flow. You've talked about generational wealth. You've talked about building value in a community, which is so important. And for most of us, that is such a key driving force for what we do. Is problem solvers. Sorry about that. We're problem solvers. And if we can help people out of a bad situation in a nice neighborhood and, do what you're doing, that is fantastic. You guys are both working, okay? And, you both have quote, 9-to-5. I know a firefighter is not a 9-to-5 job, but, I got a good buddy here that's a firefighter that works, 3 12-hour shifts, and then he's off for 4 days, and then 3 12-hour shifts. Does that sound familiar, Dameon?
I work 24-hour shifts that I'm off for 4 days, so it's similar, but mine's is a day off in between each 24-hour shift.
Yeah, and I probably missaid that. So you guys, your drive and intention is, I think, can resonate with a lot of people, if not everybody on today, is that you're trying to get to a place in your life because you're both really young. You guys are like, you're like mid-20s, right? You guys are really.
Thank you. I know I like you.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, but you guys are really young. I didn't find real estate investing, guys, until I was 55.
Okay.
I dabbled, I read books, and I did stuff like Carlton sheets and did different things like that. But I never really got started until I found the community and I found that support and I found that great education that was really the key to everything. And so there's a lot of people on here that you're resonating with that, because I meet people every day that go, I want to be a real estate investor, but I already have a job and I can't quit my job because I need the money. Well, you guys are perfect examples. You can do both. You guys have done tax liens, you've done flips, you're accumulating buy and holds. Just for fun, what is this house? What will this house make in your doors? How many doors will you have at this point?
This would have made 4, but we sold one in the last property tour we did. We did a 1031 exchange, so this one is 3.
Yep.
This one's 3, okay. But you're doing all this while still having jobs with the goal of being able to spend more time with your family, more time to travel. And I loved, I know it's kind of a saying overused sometimes, but you said, Jennifer, you're doing things so you quit making other people rich, right?
Yes.
You're building wealth and you're doing things for your family. And so you can no longer help someone else get rich. You want to help your family and yourselves. So, yeah, this is all great stuff, guys. So when you found the community, Keith Jones, I know Keith, he's a great guy. So you guys have a great tandem there and you found the community. So how do you get started? I mean, did you just start plugging in and going to trainings and meetings? Did you start taking education? How did you get started? A lot of people go, well, how do I get started? Okay, I like what you guys are saying. I love, I've met somebody, I'm really connecting with that person, like you connected with Keith. So how did you really just jump in? Did you jump in real slow or did you just get in?
Again, we took about, I don't know, maybe a month or 2, was it?
I'll say we didn't just jump right in. Yeah, we, and the way that you get started, it's a paradigm shift of the mind. I think oftentimes we go into things or into jobs or into things like investment, thinking this is a get rich quick scheme, or I'm looking just to make some fast money. But it's not. It really starts in the mind. And I'll say that because when my husband initially started, when he and Keith met, and he came back to me with the idea of actually joining the community, I was like, okay, time out. There's a flag on the play. Let's stop. Let's think about this. What are we really talking about here? So we actually, he took the time, he started coming out. At that point, they were meeting in person. And so it was coming out to the different meetings, getting acquainted with the other investors, getting acquainted with Yas and Umair at the time. And just realizing and understanding what this community offered and realizing what they would help us do and what we could, sort of help one another do. And so, from there, we kind of slowly got our feet wet, and that's really when it took off.
Yeah, and after, like you said, we knew a few people who were already investing, and after talking with them and knowing that there was no way around getting the education, like either you're going to learn by making mistakes and that can cost you big time, or you could join the community and they have a blueprint that you can follow. Somebody's off mute.
There you go.
They have a blueprint that you can follow, and that way it mitigates your mistakes that you make. You're learning from other people's mistakes, and that for me, that's the best way to learn, off of other people's mistakes. See what they did or did wrong, and then try to do something different. And the thing about this community, everybody's willing to help you. Like, other than via these property tours, Scott, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day. I consider you a great friend. You know, even if I know if I need you just because of the community, if I have a question or something, if I have a property that I'm looking at in your area, I know that I can call you and rely on you to give me a good advice because you have the same education that I have, and you can provide the same value to me. That is, if you called me and I can provide that value for you here. So the boots on the ground in different areas, meeting different people in different locations. That was for me, that was it. That was the community aspect, being able to physically talk to somebody and get these questions answered. That was for me, that was a no-brainer. It takes a lot for me to join something. And for me to come to my wife, I knew it was the Lord. It was very comforting, and it was what we needed. I knew it was what we needed. And I thank the Lord that who initially joined, we joined.
That's so well said, both of you guys. So well said, and I feel the same way about you two as well, and I appreciate that. So talk a little bit about how you found the deal and how you analyzed it and how you decided, hey, this is going to cash flow this, and I've got a little slide put together. I'll pull up toward the end on the numbers. But how did you find the deal? How did you analyze it? And how did you determine that this was going to be a good buy and hold?
So I found the deal. I didn't actually find it. Someone sent it to me. It was coming to the end of the year, and I was like, I just started doing my home inspections and stuff. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on that, building that part of the business up. And I'm gonna, I'll wait till probably about April, May or something to start looking for properties to get another investment property. And a buddy of mine know the areas that we like to buy houses, and I was looking for this particular areas because it gives you the strategy that we use is we do a Section 8, and with Section 8 in this area, it yields, I think, the third most within the PG County area.
Yeah, rent rate, the third highest rent rate.
So we were looking to really get in this area, and he saw that this house it was about to come on market. And I was like, oh man, why ain't showing me this? So I looked at it. I was actually at work, and I sent it to my wife, and then her and our good friend, Chris, who's our realtor. He's a part of the community as well. Him and Jennifer went out and came and walked it while I was at work. I kind of videoed in and walked it with them over the video. And we were like, yeah, this is it.
Awesome. So what kind, and I know we want to get into showing the property. You're going to walk around a little bit and show everybody what it looks like. And because I know you don't have much, or you're not going to have much to put into it. And I think if I saw your last note, your goal is to have it ready to rent April 1st. It'll be filled by April 1st. That's the goal, right?
Yes.
So why don't you talk a little bit about kind of your strategy? You talked about Section 8. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that, and I remember our last property tour, we had the same conversation. It's deja vu. There's a lot of people that have this big stigma about Section 8. They really do, guys. And I think the reason they have it is because, unfortunately, just like anything else in life, but unfortunately, I think there's a lot of Section 8 landlords out there that aren't really doing things the right way. And I think, and they hear a lot of things from uneducated people and from people maybe not doing it the right way and stuff like that. And they go like, I would never do a Section 8. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Think about all the risk, blah, blah, all that, so talk a little bit about why the Section 8 strategy. I remember you talking about how it was like the third highest ability to receive rent, as far as high level of rent, and the rent level you guys can get with Section 8 in your area for this house, I think is going to blow some people's minds. And I know when I first saw it, Dameon sent it over to me. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. If I had 5 of what you have there here, I could get maybe 1 of what you got. So, so why Section 8, guys? And what could you maybe share? And I don't want to take a lot of time, so we can get into the picture or showing people the house. Why, or what can you tell people about Section 8? And if you do it the right way, why it should be comfortable and things like that?
Well, I'll start and then you can chime in. And so, like my husband was saying, with Section 8, we found that it's not a lot of the stigmas that people put out there. There are some bad actors, right? You have some bad actors on both the tenant side as well as on the landlord side. But we definitely try to do our due diligence. We are very strong in our faith, so we definitely pray and we ask for some guidance when it comes to our tenants. But it's also about knowing your own power in the property, and who you can rent to. So just like with the traditional rent, if you were renting to another tenant, we still interview our candidates. We still talk to them. We have a strategy that we use for the application process that helps us start to really get to know who this person is before we commit to actually having them come and stay in one of our properties. And so with that particular application strategy, we have them apply, we do the traditional background check, we actually go visit them in their home. Sit down, talk to them, allow them to, walk us around and get a feel for, how they take care of their own property, family life, that sort of thing. So we know that if we want to go into this contract or commitment with them. And so that helps us in the application process. The Section 8, in terms of the rent rate, and Dameon can definitely share about this, but they pay more than the average rent for a particular market. And maybe that, and I don't exactly know why, maybe that's for, any sort of damage or anything like that may come from renting the property, but their rent rate is definitely higher. So when we look at properties in our area, we look at properties, of course, that, we can get to or commute to, that would be easy for us to manage any risks. And then it's also about, what Section 8 is going to give us for that particular area, the amount of bedrooms for that particular area. And you can talk a little bit about the rate. Or maybe this house and.
So do you want me to go into the numbers, Scott?
Sorry, I was on mute. I think we'll go over the numbers a little bit here after you walk through the house.
Okay.
I think, Jennifer, you did a great explanation of why you feel comfortable with Section 8 and kind of a lot of your process. I think that, you're doing a few steps that I believe maybe some other people are not doing. And obviously, being able to provide safe, provide safe and really good quality rental properties is so important. And we just don't have enough of that in any of our communities. And I think you're doing some things that maybe some other folks aren't doing. But I'm right with you. I have no issue, no problem with Section 8. I know we have some state assisted type housing that we have available in Kansas. We're one of the markets I do real estate in. And, it's something that's really good to give back to the community and be able to, offer that. And I have no problem working with state assistance. One thing is on the Section 8, and I'm sure it's maybe very similar to like state assistance, is sometimes state assistance will offer, 90% of what the rent is, and then the tenant has to pay the additional amounts. And so it's very similar to that. And I know something that if the tenant doesn't pay their side of the rent, they're taking a chance of not being eligible for Section 8, and they don't want to do that.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a very good strategy. It's very sound, and I'm just so glad that you guys were able to share that today.
Yeah,
Now,
I
talk
would
a
even
little.
say, sorry, Scott, I was just gonna say, you know, we look at the last couple of years in this pandemic, right? And where a lot of people have lost jobs, a lot of people have, you know, their pay is decreased or whatnot. And this strategy that we're doing, I almost want to say COVID proof, but COVID proof, pandemic proof, because at the end of the day, you know, we're getting paid directly from the government. And even with our tenants, if they get to a place where they're not working anymore, or they, you know, lose their job or health reasons or whatnot, then that partnership that they have with, you know, with the state, and then that's the partnership that the state has with us, everybody is sort of covered. They make sure that, you know, everybody is covered so that we still get to pay, you know, the mortgage on the house, as well as get to continue to cash flow, you know, what we are expecting to cash flow for the property.
Awesome. So I'm sure a lot of people are excited to see the house. And if you guys are ready, maybe get up and kind of walk around and show a little bit. I know that from the numbers that you sent me that we'll share with everybody, this was fairly close to rent ready when you bought it, right?
Yeah, fairly close. I would say that, you know, for everyone, you know, watching, this isn't a fully rehabbed or ready house. There are a lot of cosmetic things that we still need to do right now. Our contractor is actually starting on Monday with a lot of the renovations that we plan to do for the home before it's actually ready for the tenant. So just keep in mind right now, you're looking at a home that we just purchased. We haven't done anything to the home, but we will do renovations beginning next week to have it ready by April 1st for our tenant.
And as we walk through, we'll explain, you know, what we're going to do and stuff like that. So you guys can bring your vision.
Yep.
That's awesome, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start with this walkthrough, but as we're getting ready to do that, this is a great time to mention to everybody that's on today, guys, if what Dameon and Jennifer have been talking about today resonate with you, the community, the support, the education, you know, if you want to learn more about that, we actually have right after today's property tour, starting at about 5 after the top of the hour, we actually have another opportunity for you guys to jump on, and it's more about an introduction into who we are as a community and learn more about on an expanded level of what's been discussed today. So get back to who invited you, and they can actually get you a link, and you can jump on that right after this. It's on Zoom. It's very interactive. You get to ask lots of questions, and you will learn a lot during that time on the next section. So guys, let's go ahead and start walking around. And if you want to share a little bit about the house, some of the things you're going to do, again, looking at your rehab budget, it's so small. I know there's not a ton to do, but why don't you share that with everybody?
Okay, we're going to start outside so you guys can see the outside first, and I'll just come in through the door. And the reason why my budget is so small because I have an awesome contractor who we've been working with for some time now, and they give us a really good price. So once I explain everything, you're gonna be like, "Wow, he's gonna do all that for that amount of money?" So this is the house on the outside. Nice. It's right on the end of the road, so nice community, nice quiet community. All of the windows were good, so all of the major stuff with the property was good. The new roof was put on. The 38 architectural shingles were put on in 2009, so we have really good roof. But as you come in, split foyer, we'll start upstairs. All of this carpet here. All of this carpet is going to be replaced. Our plan now is to carpet But depending on the price, we get some vinyl. We may do a vinyl floor. So let me just show you. This is the living room, fireplace. And we plan on, I know you probably look at this room here and say, man, these ceilings look fine. But the wife wants to paint their entire house. So we're going to paint the entire house. And as you walk into the kitchen, all of the flooring in here is going to be replaced. You're going to get new light fixtures. It's going to, again, totally painted here. We're going to sand and paint the cabinets. We got granite countertops and then all new appliances.
Yeah, Mom.
I'm going to go out to the deck first. So the deck needs some work. A few boards are rotted, so we're going to replace the boards that need to be replaced. I'm going to power wash, and then we're going to have this deck shored up. Any nail pops, want to have those nailed in. All this area, all this replaced and fixed up. And then we're going to have the deck painted as well. Power wash the entire part of backside of the house. You guys still there? Make sure I didn't go out on you.
Yep, we're good.
All right. So as you go down the hallway, to the right, it's just a closet.
And then I just tried calling and
First bedroom here. Even if we do decide to go with vinyl on the floors, we're going to probably do carpet inside of the bedrooms. This door, just have this door fixed and then painted, and then this room. Same in this room. It's just going to need paint, and this door is a little bigger, so it's going to have to be just shaved down to be completely flush, so the closet can close completely. And here's the master bedroom. It's going to be paint. And then the bathroom here is going to be flooring. Comes with a tub. As you can see, the tile is good. So there's nothing that we have to do in here. The only thing we're going to do is replace the shower head. We're going to sand and paint the cabinets, and then we're going to reglaze the sink and then replace the faucet. So kind of the same thing in this bathroom. The shower is good. Just replace the shower head, remove the wallpaper, and do a paint. Same flooring that's going to be in the kitchen is going to be here in the bathroom as well. Then sand and paint the vanity, and then reglaze the top of the cabinet, the counter, and then replace the faucets. So now I'm about to go in the basement. And I know a lot of people probably be like, man, you can do something with that, but we're replacing all of these lights. All of the lights upstairs are going to be replaced. So if anybody want any vintage lighting, let me know.
Did you say that you're going to put all new appliances in?
Yes.
And
Yep,
did you go ahead?
No, go ahead. What's your question?
All new appliances, and did you say something about the countertop?
Yep, we granite countertops. So down here in the basement, so it was 3 bedrooms upstairs. Down here is a big open area. The 4th bedroom is here. So there's nothing needed here besides paint. There's a egress door, sliding door, actually, right up to the backyard. There's a walk-in closet. And I'll show you the bathroom, but before I show you where we're going to add the 5th bedroom. Bathroom here, again, shower is great condition. Shower pan is great condition. We're going to put the same floor in and that has other 2 bathrooms. And then the kitchen, and we're going to do the same thing with the vanity. So our thought for this room to add a 5th is to add a 5th bedroom here in this space, starting from this wall here, and close it off with a door here. And then where you got your egress window, and then we'll put a closet in this corner. So that's one option. And the flooring here down in the basement was good. We just decided we're going to clean it. But we are talking about possibly even replacing it because just uniformity. Yeah, we like to provide, I mean, we like to provide more than the average person would do. The average person probably would come in, there's a lot of stuff that we're doing that they probably wouldn't do. But we like to provide great value for our tenants so they can have a house that they love, and it's not just a place that they wanted to be in because out of desperation. So down here, we're probably going to replace the flooring as well because of that reason. We don't want like mismatched floors. So here is the laundry room, utility room area. The same flooring that's going in the kitchen and in the bathrooms would also go here. We got a good, perfectly working wash machine and dryer. So we'll keep that. And as long as it doesn't break down, we'll run it until the wheels fall off. We were fortunate to have a newish, this is a pretty new water heater that came with the house. And then this furnace here is old, but right now it's working. So what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we'll keep that until, until that breaks down. I have a good, that's the thing about real estate investing is good. Networking is key. Having what you need, having connections, what you need is key to success for your business. So I have a good HVAC guy that in the event that it does break down, I know I can get a good price on a system as well, HVAC system.
So Dameon, we got a couple questions I'm going to throw out at you. So this is a great question by Stephen. Why a 5th bedroom?
Well, 5th bedroom because we want to maximize the amount that we're going to be able to get. With Section 8,
Absolutely.
they pay you per bedroom. So
Absolutely. Now, and then also, let's say this wasn't a Section 8, okay? Depending on the market that it's in. I mean, it looks like a beautiful neighborhood. I love the fact it's on a dead-end street. Oh my gosh, what a great place to live with a family. And if you're wanting something nice and quiet and all that, but depending on what the market bears, meaning what the rest of the community is, 5 bedrooms, if you're using it as a long-term rental, it may be important to have that 5th bedroom. You would have to just analyze and see if most of the houses in the area were 3 or 4 or 5 bedroom houses. But anytime you can add a 5th bedroom, whether you're doing a flip, whether you're doing, a long-term buy and hold, or whether you're doing like this, Section 8, you're going, and even in short-term rentals, Dameon, if you had this as a short-term rental, you would be able to rent it for more because you could sleep more people. And so it's a super smart move on your part. And again,
excellent.
we're gonna pull those numbers up here in a few minutes, and folks are gonna see what you're gonna be able to get on this as a monthly rent. But I got a couple more questions here that I'd love to throw out, and this is a great question. I mean, this is kind of the lifelong question when it comes to investing. Is it smarter for you to do the work, or from a cost and time efficiency, or is it better to have contractors do the work?
It's
What's your
One,
feel on that, Dameon?
I would say that time is of the essence, especially when you talk, well, anything we did about investment.
You're froze up, Dameon.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you
you're
hear me
back
now?
live now. Yeah, you're live now.
Okay, so from an investment standpoint, you want stuff done as quick as possible. So if you're doing it yourself, it's going to take a lot longer, especially if you don't have a crew, especially if you have another job. So it's going to take you a lot longer. The quicker you can get the job completed and get it, whether it's sold, put it on the market to sell it, or get a tenant in place to rent it, it's going to be better for you. So you don't want to spend your time, trying to renovate it to save a few bucks, and it's going to end up costing you in the long run. The markets could change, and you could end up, making way less than you anticipated by trying to renovate it yourself versus having a crew come in and knock it out on a much quicker time.
So are there any issues with adding a bedroom to a basement like that with the city or anything? Do you have any kind of, like what you guys are doing, you don't need any permits or anything, do you?
Nope, we don't need any permits. I'm gonna show you out here, and we were thinking this is the garage.
You're froze again, Dameon.
I guess I can't come out here. So can you hear me now?
It might
You
be
may need to go
his.
back upstairs. You're froze.
'Cause you're not froze. I can see and hear and
Yeah,
see.
he
you.
didn't
not frozen.
freeze for us.
I can see it today.
Oh,
Go in,
okay.
Dameon.
Go in. So in the garage
Switching
here, I'm still good, y'all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a pretty big garage, really nice size garage. And the perfect thing about this garage is it already has HVAC running into it. So we were thinking initially to add more square footage, to close this off, put some doors here, take the garage door and stuff, and then close it off. I don't know if you guys ever seen where people close off the garage and then turn this into a room. It would have been a massive room for someone. And we could either do both and make it a 6-bedroom if we get a tenant. So it has its own sump pump in here, work fine. But we could also turn it into a 6-bedroom house and even get even more cash flow. So that was another idea that we were working with as well.
Fantastic. Wow. So you actually have additional options behind, right after what you're doing now. You could even do something else if the market bears it.
Yep, and that's the thing too about adding rooms. You add value to your property. Even though this is a buy and hold, you definitely want to add value. The neighborhood has 3 and 4 bedrooms, but if you can have a 5th bedroom, now you can demand more for your rent, but you could also increase the value of the property as well. So if you can that's the best thing. The best case scenario is finding properties where you can add bedrooms, bathrooms, and that adds value to the property.
Yes, absolutely. So before we jump into the numbers, let's take I got another question here for you. And I love this question myself. I'm going to let you answer it, but I know how I would answer it. The question is from Amanda: why would you do granite countertops in a rental? Just curious, because that's a higher cost when there's plenty of more of economical options.
So for me, again, it's providing value to your tenant. And also granite is a more quality of a countertop. So you don't want to have to come in and have to keep replacing stuff. If you look at the current cabinets, countertops, they're not really that bad. But it's wood, and it can damage over time, whereas you have a stone that's going to typically last a little longer. If you have a tenant who's taking care of their current house, odds are they're going to take care of your house too. So, and it helps with your screening process. The better your house look, because you're screening because you want the best tenant possible. So when your house looks good, you can pick from the top of the litter. You can do your screening process. You have a house, a product that everyone wants to move into, and now you can go and you can screen instead of just taking anybody in your property because you want the mortgage paid.
Excellent point. Excellent point. I feel the same way about the Granite and even in rental properties. So that's wonderful. Well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull up the slide that I put together from your numbers. I think everybody's kind of anxious to see these, and I'm actually I've been taking large gulps of air as you've been going through talking about all the things you're going to do. And I keep thinking about this rehab budget, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to be doing deals out there. And but you've got a great contractor. That's the big difference here. So let me pull these numbers up, okay, real quick.
Mhm.
Hopefully nobody faints.
Don't think.
All right, can you see the numbers?
Yes.
So go over a little bit these numbers with the folks, and be great.
All right. So we originally had it under contract for 400,000, and we had, whereas the buyers were the sellers were paying all of the closing costs. So using the typical the hard money lender that we use, they wouldn't allow the sellers to pay the 13,000 in closing. They would only allow up to 3,500. So that had to reflect on a price for us, which was great for us because now we got another 10,000 or 9,500 off. So we got it for 390,500. The rehab cost, as you can see, is more cosmetic stuff. We do have a great contractor. The bulk of the money is labor, but the appliances we already bought, that was $2,000, $2,100 or $2,200, and then the countertops is $1,200. So the rest of that is labor costs.
Yeah, paint and flooring, basically.
Right, and the flooring is included in that price as well. The holding cost is, like I said, we're planning on having a renovation start on Monday. So we're hoping to not have used that much utilities during that process. And then our money costs, we did private money lenders, and we only have to pay $4,800 because our plan is to do a BRRRR. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the BRRRR, but we only, because of them not being able to pay the total amount of the closing costs, we had to put some money into the deal, which was $10,044 of our own money, but the rest of the money was private money. And then what we'll have to pay back after we do the BRRRR is the $4,800 additionally from our, what it costs for the down payment. The ARV, it could be higher. I put 470 because there's not a lot of 5 bedrooms in the area. There's one house that's selling now. It's a 4-bedroom. It's selling for, I think, 460 right around the corner. So it could even be a little higher than that. But that's, for us, it's not really, it's good, but because the strategy that we use is a buy and hold, it really doesn't matter what the ARV is right now. We have an interest-only loan that we're paying on for 10 years anyway, so it doesn't matter. The potential rent for a 5-bedroom with the tenant paying all of the utilities, so you know exactly what you're going to get each month, is $4,011. And we have a mortgage with principal, taxes, and insurance of $1,625. with a cash flow of $2,386.
Yeah, that's just one property.
That is absolutely amazing. Amazing, amazing. The house is in such good condition. You're just doing what I would call some lipstick to it, right? You're prettying it up.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing anything major. No mechanicals, no roof, no windows, no structural change, no replacement of cabinets. countertop, flooring, paint, appliances, making the bathrooms look pretty. You are adding a wall, which is not a supporting wall or anything like that, to add that extra bedroom, but that's very inexpensive to do that. And you're doing all that for $15K. You did mention and share with the guys, you did have to put, because of the way the closing went, you had to put 10 of your own money in at the beginning. And then you're using the Burr method. Now, I know somebody commented online or in the chat room, explain what the Burr method is, but you want to tell everybody what the Burr method is, and have you done that before?
So this will be our first time, but we're not doing on this property. We're pretty much doing on another property that we have, but we're using that Burr to pay back for this property right here. But it's buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat.
So you buy the property, you do whatever renovations or rehab that needs to happen. You
Yep.
rent the property out, so you start creating cash flow, monthly cash flow, right? Then you go and you refi it out, which basically because the ARV, and if I understand correctly, your 470 was kind of a conservative number. It could be a little bit higher, okay? But you've got a conservative number in there. So you go out and refi it based on 470 ARV, okay? And depending on what the refi is, if you get 85 LTV or you get 80 or 75, I'm not sure what you're going to be shooting for.
Yeah, we get 80.
You get 80%.
Uh-huh.
So that's basically, for folks online, let's use some easy math. 80% of 500, okay, would be 400,000 is what you would get a note on 500. So at 470, basically it's a little bit less than that. And so the difference, you guys have an opportunity, if you do it on this house as well, of actually getting a little cash out on the deal.
Right.
So you actually have no money into it.
Yeah.
You have no money in it. You've got a return of approximately 2386, okay, cash flow wise. You have no money invested in it because you refi it out. So that's like an infinite return.
Absolutely.
Yep. All for us to take and go into the next property and do the same thing again.
I love the last R, because a lot of times when people talk about the Burr, they forget the last R, which is repeat.
Yep.
And how you really maximize and leverage what you're doing, guys, is to go back and repeat it, then go back and repeat it, then go back and repeat it until you're at a point where, like you said earlier on, you're replacing your income, and then you can make a decision like, hey, do I really need to still work for this other company?
Absolutely.
Or we have enough income coming in to not only replace our income, but to do things and help our family out, travel. Guys, this has been one heck of a property tour. Awesome job. This is really nice.
Glory to God. Thank you.
I'm so glad you guys were able to come out and share with this. And so, before we run out of time, guys, we've had some great questions. I believe we've answered pretty much all of them at this point. Yes, we've answered all the questions. I'm going to go back to you guys. There you are. I love seeing your smiling faces. I'm in my vehicle right now. I'm actually at a job site. I've been working on 6 projects here in Cincinnati, North Kentucky. 5 of them are new construction. We closed on one on Friday, so we got to sell one of them Friday.
Congrats.
I've got 3 more under contract that we're trying to close as soon as possible. And so I've been meeting with contractors today and doing some punch list items on some properties, going through and just picking out some things that still need to be done, small things. So that's why I'm not sitting at a desk like you guys are behind your table there. But can you leave our group? Again, we've got people on that are on for the very first time. We've got people that are already a part of the community. Maybe they just got started. Maybe they haven't done a deal yet. Maybe they've been waiting to do a deal. Maybe they're trying to get their heads still wrapped around the whole process. Could you leave everybody with maybe a couple little words of wisdom, maybe a golden nugget, maybe you know, if somebody was on today and they said, Jennifer, Dameon, where would I get started? How do I get started? What would you share with them?
I would say the Lord brought you to this meeting for a reason. And if you like what we did, we were able to do, and so many other people who are part of our group are doing, join us. What would be your hindrance? Why would you not do it? Because now you know that the person who invited you here, you either have a personal relationship with, or maybe somebody you even just met. You can continue to do some more research on the group, but you can see that we're real people. We're not, we're not actors. We're not getting paid. I'm not getting paid to do this. We're not getting paid to do this property tour. We're, just showing you that it's possible. And it's possible if you get educated. Again, you could go out and you can try it on your own. You could try to YouTube it and try to piece it together. Well, why do that? I feel like if you have something that's already complete that you can follow, it's just like baking a cake. If you have the instructions there, why throw the box away and try to make your own cake when you could just read the instructions and come out with a better outcome? So we have everything that you need here with this group. You have the help, you have the education, you have the support. So why not?
So well said, but I can't wait to hear. Now you're pointing at Dameon. What would you like to share with, because we're probably going to have people on today, other women that are working, have kids. You guys tell everybody how many kids you have, because I've seen the pictures of your kids. They're absolutely beautiful children.
Thank you. We have 3 kids. 3 kids. Yeah, they give us a run for our money for sure. Uh-oh, did it go up?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you went out or if you wanted me to share something else. I would definitely say to all of the women on board, all of the men, all of the women on board, I certainly second what my husband said. It is definitely possible. It's a shifting of your mind. It's allowing yourself to think differently going into not just real estate investment, but connecting with another group of people that will really offer themselves to you and allow them to, show you how to create the life, create the investment and the cash flow that you're looking for. It's just a matter of shifting your mind. It definitely is possible. This has opened up a lot of doors for my husband and I. We have definitely been able to spend a lot more time with each other, with our kids. We've been able to travel. We've been able to do quite a few different things. And, our properties almost run on autopilot. The measures that we have and the systems that we have set up in place, they run on autopilot. So it's not a lot of stress on me. It's not a lot of stress on him. But you got to get connected with the right people. And I feel like this particular community has been such an undergirding for us, in that when we did have that fear of starting, they gave us that comfort and they gave us that reassurance for us to jump out there and do it.
And they proved what they showed us from the beginning, that we're not, we're in business, as my good buddy would say, we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. Yeah. So the help is there. You just have to be, and it's no fly by night, get rich quick. You're going to buy, get some education, and then you're going to just be a millionaire. It takes work. And I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't take work. But the greatest investment that you can make is on yourself, getting yourself educated, investing in yourself, betting on yourself. You best. So if this is something that you want to do, you've been putting it off for whatever reason all of this time, stop putting it off, because I'm telling you, things are going to continue to come up for you to not start. Yeah. So it's best for you to go ahead, jump in, be committed, and then it's going to work. If you work it, it's going to work. Everything works, but nothing doesn't.
Well, guys, this has been a fantastic property tour. We're going to wrap it up. We appreciate everybody coming on today. We're going to be right back here next Saturday. We're going to be featuring an investor from up in the New England area, up in Maine. We haven't had anybody on from Maine, so this is going to be great. And then the Saturday after that, we're going to go out to Arizona. And then we're going to come right back, I believe, to Virginia or Maryland on the 19th. So, yes, absolutely. So, guys, Jennifer, you guys, Dameon, you guys are wonderful. Can't wait to see you and spend some time with you. And every time you guys come out, I learn more about things. I mean, I've been doing full-time investing now for a while, but I always am learning. I have that mindset. You kept saying that. I mean, the mindset's everything, but I have that mindset. I want to constantly learn. So thank you for sharing everything. And for everybody on, you guys have a great Saturday. Get back with who invited you if you want to plug into the next Zoom meeting and learn more about what Dameon and Jennifer talked today.
Yep,
Guys,
thank you.
have a blessed weekend.
Y'all have a blessed one too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, goodbye.